Well, a bit of an odd day here in Lexington. I got a bite to eat. I'm heading back to the hotel. I'm going to stay over tonight. I've actually changed my mind. I'm going to train Steady Volo and Hanger 1 in the morning. Now, as I started off the day, I just, we talk about timing and we talk about, it just seems like when things don't go right, they spiral, right? It isn't just one horse that race bad. It's like 7 or 8. So as I go on the track with Dega Ga, I'm thinking, I just don't want to put her in a bad spot, and I want to map out a race that she can win in 56 comfortably. That's what I'm thinking. We go out of there. One guy lands down on the front. I just wait for him to tap the brakes. I put her up on the front end, 58 in a piece, 128. I'm thinking she's going to come 27-4, win at 55-4, 56. I had to fish for the earplugs around the last turn, which really wasn't that concerning. When I pulled them, she kicked down. But then Tyler Jones collared me quite easily coming out of the last turn, and she did all she could to be fourth. So I'm pulling up, and I'm thinking Sunday into Monday, Jesus, this is going to turn really bad. So I pull up, and I said to Eric, well, I'm going to take the bell boots off her, put a 9/16 on her. We got to put a line of borium on her. She felt like she was slipping a little bit. In Kentucky, with that sandy, that clay track, you don't use a lot of grab. So she just had a 5/8 on her. A little too much weight for her. I said, we're going to let her hobbles out, put a 9/16 on her, put a little line of borium on her, and before we worry about anything, get her scoped. So I'm in race 4 and then not again till 9. Lots of time to get her scoped. Eric texts me half an hour later, full of mucus. Cool. To be fair, it was 95 degrees down here today. It was hot. One of those days where you just can't hide. You're either in air conditioning or you're incredibly uncomfortable. And that is, go away fly. That is the kind of day that it's turning out to be in Lexington this afternoon. It's still 92 degrees and it's 8 o'clock at night. So that's how hot it was today. Probably touched 100 with the humidity today in Lexington. So she had a little bit of that. A little bit of mucus. So it was explainable, but it doesn't make me feel any better. We have still horses to race. I go out in the track with Zena Kemp. Zena Kemp goes out of there, or warms, post-parade's great, feels good. Feels a little, something was off. She wasn't sore, she didn't seem uncomfortable. When I let her trot along, she trotted along, but when she was at medium speed, she was a little rickety. As I said, it didn't feel like soreness or lameness. She just wasn't herself. Now, we changed the line pole in for a head pole. We taped her knees up, put the cord back on her. We're going up to the gate. I got from here to that car away from me at the front of the line there. 20 feet away from the gate, 30 feet away from the gate. I was coming in a little late. I just wanted to be safe. Quite frankly, if I missed it by a length and I got away 5th, great. I got no problems with that. If I bring her into the gate and I get there as they go away and she gets a little grabby and I end up on the 2-hole or on the front, that's great too. But as I approach the gate, she just rolls into a canter for no particular reason. As they go away, I miss the gate by 4 lengths. But I'm in the 4 path. I'm going to still beat Dave Miller to the turn. I'm going to line up. I just drive her up in behind Andy McCarthy just to settle her, get away 7th, and reassess what has just happened and what we're going to do for the rest of the race. What are you doing, sir? Or ma'am? Went with the almost turn. As I start to approach Andy McCarthy, she rolls off again. This affiliate doesn't generally make breaks. She didn't throw her head. She didn't seem rude about it. She just rolled off. Pull up, and I'm a little angry. I get her touch her knee once in a bit, but she didn't touch her knee when she made a break. This is during the mile. Did she not like the head pull? Did she not like the cord that she's worn 25 times? I can't really put my finger on it. She didn't like something. For some reason, a filly that really lines up to work every time we ask her to, did not want to today. There was no lameness. There's no sickness. There was no, laying on a line or on a shaft or getting at a gear or hitting herself. She made a choice, a cognitive choice, that she did not want to race today. That's my take on it. Now, it could have been a number of reasons that caused that. I have no idea. But I wasn't thoroughly pleased with it. As I said to Eric, let's draw her blood. Maybe she tied up a little bit. Maybe she was in heat. Now, the blood won't generally tell that. But we'll know tomorrow when I get to the bar. Maybe she was in heat. Maybe she tied up. Maybe she did a number of things. But let's try and get to the bottom of what happened today. Because that's not generally Zena Kemp. And then you look at the race and how the fractions went. Man, oh man. Certainly looks like a winner to me on paper. So it was a tough one to take. I'm coming in off of sickness and off. Now remember, 9th race, 10th race, 12th race. Now they're stacked together. So I don't have any time to reevaluate everything and say, okay, is Zena Kemp sick? As it turns out, she didn't scope that bad. Dega Ga did. Now we go on the track with Jailbird Jog. Tim Tetrick's driving Jailbird Jog. I know when you throw a fly in the ointment, that particular fly today was named Dan Noble. Dan Noble, probably a lot like I am, right? Likes to run the front end, lets the horses stretch their legs a lot, and isn't afraid to stir everything up and cause a little chaos. And I think it gave everybody a little bit of pause. Timmy took the horse off the gate, dropped her into the 6 hole, in a 6-horse field now, with 2 scratches. But as they approached the 8th hole, it probably became very clear to him the race was over. Dan Noble was not letting her stretch her legs. In fact, Dan Noble was up at the quarter in 30 seconds. We're at the quarter in 32. Half in 59. The race is over. May as well go back to the paddock. She trots her last quarter in 26 seconds flat, the last half in 54 and 1 to be 4th, and lost a shoe at the quarter pole, left hind shoe. So, there's 2 ways to look at that race. You could say, well, it's a wasted race. That filly should have got away closer and probably could have won. Or you can say, well, she behaved herself and trotted a quarter in 26 seconds flat and looked pretty freaking good doing it. Now, I don't usually lean towards the latter, but I will in this case because it's a long season and she continues to show us how fast she is. We just have to put her in a position where, well, I'll tell you what has to happen. Tim Tetrick has to buy into his faith in the filly and confidence in the filly that she is good. I think he knows she's good, but he's being very careful with her also. Now, did it cost us money today? Yep, absolutely 100% did. But it might be one of those situations where it was a learning experience for the filly also. She behaved herself. Well, think of it this way. She was smart enough to be taken back to 6th and sit quietly through a quarter of what she couldn't have been there much faster than 31. In a race, on a mile track, and sat there quietly and behaved herself. And just switched gears in the last 3/8 and trotted the last quarter in 26 flat. And she didn't just trot 26 flat. She was 2 wide, 3 wide, and 4 wide in that last quarter of a mile. So a huge mile for her. Now, I go on the track with our girl Jolene Hall. Just took the flip-flops off her, took the bell boots off her. I go to score down. She's a little pacey. I pull up in the turn. We put the bell boots back on her. But in my mind, I'm thinking about the horse that was sick. I still don't know at this point that Zena Kemp didn't scope sick. We're in race 12. She hasn't been scoped yet. So I'm thinking in my mind, Dega Ga was sick. Zena Kemp was sick. There's a pretty good chance that Jolene Hall was sick. I get away in the 3 hole. The horse in the front's a little bit grabby. It's going to cost a little bit to get to the front. And I'm replaying Dega Ga's race over in my head saying, you can't quarter pole this filly. You just can't do it. I'm sure she'll take you to where you need to go, but you cannot quarter pole her. So I sit, and I sit, and I sit. Horse comes first over. Dave Miller pops the 2 hole. and clears around the last turn. Now I got to get on the offensive a little bit. So I start to sneak my wheel out. And to be fair, Tony Hall moved over and gave me the room to get out. So I'm out, but now I'm behind. Dave Miller's along the route. Tim Tetrick's in the middle. He's cleared to the front. Tony Hall's on the outside. Not a lot of room. I can't imagine he's going to open that door again and let me through. And it became abundantly clear immediately that was not going to happen. My only path was left. But I have to wait for that lane to open up. I can't squeeze Dave. I'll get tossed. Get set back. You know how I don't like getting set back. So I had to wait a couple of steps, dropped her down on the inside, and she trotted to the wire. If I get a clear line of sight anywhere from the three-quarter pole to the wire, she jogs in 54. She was very, very, very good. Deceptively good for a small filly, how strong and powerful she actually is. That was a huge mile from Jolene Hall today. And really picked me up. You know, it changes the whole way you look at the day. Dega Ga was sick. Zena Kemp was having a bad day. Jailbird Jog raced awesome, and Jolene Hall was awesome too. 2 great miles, 1 sick horse, and a question mark in 4 races. Now, it didn't equate to a whole lot of money. 4th with Jailbird Jog, $5,000-$6,000. 3rd with Jolene is nothing, $1,500, $2,000. 4th with Dega Ga is less than that, and nothing with Zena. It wasn't a super productive day, financially speaking. Those fillies look pretty good. Now you look at Dega Ga, full. The word I got, how'd she scope? Full of mucus. Not a little bit, not a trickle, not some in her gluteal pouches, not some down low or up high. Full. So a hell of a mile from her. Jolene Hall and Jailbird Jog raced amazing. And Zena Kemp, the one thing I can say and will... Oh, there's a Starbucks. It's almost like it was meant to be. Easy with the beep. I had my blinker on. What's wrong with these people? Not allowed to turn left? That was not beep worthy. It was uncalled for. I am. And it was meant to be. It was right there in front of me. Hotel is literally 2 minutes away. So Jolene Hall raced great. Jailbird Jog raced great. Zena Kemp, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She never does that. Never does that. I'll tell you this. It was not sickness, and it was not lameness. We will check her blood, and then we'll worry about it. No rash decisions until then with regards to Zena Kemp. I watched Freedom Hill race. Hasn't raced in a month. A month. She trained good. 1 trip in the race bike. And I don't even know how fast she went. I know how fast she went tonight, 56-4. Probably one of the better miles. Probably your best race of 2025. Just 1 second.
Welcome to Starbucks. This is Brenda. What can I do for you?
Yes, dear. Can I get a grande vanilla latte extra hot, please? And that's it.
Okay. That's going to be 16.
Thank you. And that's that. Freedom Hill raced great, finished 2nd in 56-3. A big mile from that filly. She's been off a month. I watched JK Victory, a little bumpy still, but dug in, had to pace, 50-4, 51. Finished 2nd. Good mile from him, and all that we got left is our girl Aunt Lily tonight. So it started out as a nightmare continued from last night. I'll tell you what's weird too. I don't know whether it was my back or whether that nap I took yesterday. I don't think I slept 1 minute last night. I went home, laid in bed. I saw 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock on my phone. Got up, drove all the way here, and actually had a decent day. I'll give Dega Ga a pass because I love that filly and she was sick. I'll give Zena Kemp a pass because she never does that. We'll check her blood first. Huge mile from Jailbird Jog. Huge mile from Jolene Hall. Huge mile from Freedom Hill. Very, very good mile from JK Victory. And I'm hoping our girl Aunt Lily closes it out strongly also tonight. So there you have it. I'm all done for the night. We're collectively almost done for the night. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, and I am going to train steady volo and hanger one, probably around 58. I just talked Scotty into coming to train with me tomorrow. So at 9 a.m. we're going to train them tomorrow. Yannick Shingra is going to drive Captain Incredible. I'm going to make my way to Scioto. We got Judy's Money. Then I'm going to watch Gaslight Hall. Only bad news tomorrow. Tomboy Strong, it is in the barn a little bit still. Sick. Full of mucus today. So good catch by our caretakers adjacent today. Scoped her after she jogged. She was full. She is scratched tomorrow night. There's nothing we can do about that. Chicago Hall, Gaslight Hall will both race tomorrow. Megan's, I will stay in Scioto and race Megan's Lucky Day, Steph's Hope. And then to close out our night, we're going to watch, hopefully, another good race from Delicious Stone, DK. So, there you have it. Kentucky in a nutshell. What went on today, what's going on tomorrow. I will talk to you all very soon. It is nice to be in Kentucky. I wish we had a more productive day. As again, financially speaking, I think we had a productive day, but Phillies were good. Food's fantastic. I hope you guys had a great day. I will talk to you all soon. Take care.